Well, okay, we are back here at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center here in Laurel, Maryland at the Glitter Bombspiel, and we have begun.
Not yet. Yes, you can pass. Control.
Okay, well, the cameras are still focused on A. We will correct this momentarily. We typically watch our feature sheet, which is B. All right, there's a quick look at the house as it stands now. Okay, we are playing catch up. I apologize once again. It's Janine from the Potomac Curling Club, operating the cameras and commenting, me, myself, and I. So if you have a problem with either of the three of us, it's not a problem. Please post your comments online. I will check them every so often. All feedback is greatly appreciated, so hopefully I'm not as boring as I think I am. Okay, red sitting 1. And I believe we have the teams correct on all 4 sheets, but we will have someone verify that, please, just to make sure we've got everyone's colors correctly. All right, so if you see I have teams backwards, folks online, let me know, because this was a rush job.
Wait for it. Yep, line. Yes, for line. Yep, line. Hard! Hard! Whoa!
All right, through that port. All right, let's look at the overhead, just nudging the 2 that were already in the house. All right, where are we? Here we are. All right, a little bit of a delay. As you know, 2 watching now. Oh, good Lord. Okay, a big 2. We thank you both for joining. Please feel free to comment in the chat. I can't monitor it all the time, but we will go and check.
Yes. Line's good.
It's red.
Yep. Push away a little bit, guys.
Ooh, again, going through that. Ooh, glancing off the red guard. Well, now the port between those 2 guards has been made wider. Okay, and they are serving, the kitchen team is indeed serving lunch presently. Another shout out to the great job, Chip and his crew. Here's some chicken pesto pasta along with some sandwiches. There's a vegetarian option as always.
Let it curl. Okay, go now. Whoa.
All right, going through that wider port this time.
Switch up.
Hey, Polly's back.
Okay, a nice center guard being thrown there.
Be ready. Yes.
All right, again through that open port and peeling off that red guard that was just placed there. Let's get a quick overhead view of the house. Red sitting 1 at this time.
Let it curl.
Yes!
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Watching the Dolly Rocks team get set for the next stone. Shooter is in the hack. And off we go. Pushed up, nice release.
Wait on. Whoa. Let it. Whoa.
Ooh, a little nudge to their own, and then a nudge to the yellow guard. The house remains the same. Okay. That's the screaming over on sheet A. Yep. Alrighty. Our audience has grown to 6. We appreciate you tuning in. Please provide us your feedback if you A, want to, and B, you want to. All right, take that guard right out of there. All right, still the house remains the same. As of now, it looks like 1 red. But we're not finished with this first end. Not yet.
Hard all the way in. Hard all the way in. Oh, look at that great sweep. Fantastic. Hold on. Yep.
Right. Sweepers are actively working on this stone.
Yep. Whoa. Stay out. Can you get it on the guard? Okay, yep.
Okay, going through that same port as many stones in this end have done. Let's look at the overhead. Okay. It will not enter the house. It is a nice guard along the center, this new red stone. As of now, red is in the scoring position for 1. As you can see, they are looking at the possibilities, discussing their options. And starting to come up with a strategy. So this is a good thing for the red team. Okay, Skip is sliding his way back to the hack. I read that correctly. I believe Dolly Rocks has one at the end of this one. Let me double check something on the other. Okay. Switching ends, here we go. Dolly Rock's lead is Mr. Brandon Brown. He is in the hack currently.
Ooh, don't say that.
Okay. All right, this may have a little too much to it. Indeed, it's going right out through the back of the house. All right, both teams are discovering how the ice is reacting, or the ice conditions for this new draw. Oh, my goodness. I wonder if this one is going to slow down or not. Entered the house, and it will, mostly in the 8 foot. Okay, nice job. This would be Brandon Brown's second stone of this end. We should wait to this one. This may be a takeout. Unless it misses. It's not going to miss. All right, now we have one red in the 8 foot circle. All right. Oh, over on sheet D, it looks like 888 across the board had a score of 4 in their first act. My goodness. It was a nice start for the 888 across the board team. And here in ours, another takeout. Okay, on sheet A, the non-binaries had a 3 end, catching up, and on the C, have a stiff one, has scored 2. So we're going to try to keep you up to date with all the scores. Again, this is part of the Glitter Bombspiel here at the Potomac Curling Center. Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center, located in Laurel, Maryland, which is part of the greater Washington, D.C. metro area. Here comes another takeout. Indeed is okay, and the shooter is going to remain between the 12 and the 8, straddling both. We thank everyone for tuning in, listening, watching on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is the 3rd or 4th. Yes, I have yet to verify. Sorry, folks. But this is the first, and I'm told the only LGBTQ and friends themed Bonspiel. we have it here at the Potomac Curling Club. It's a 4-sheet facility. And we do like to have fun here over at the Potomac Curling Club. Oh, that was a miss. That was a miss. All right, the house remains at this point in time 1 yellow. Let's go back to the hack. Excuse me. Okay, this is a non-binary team. Please, if I have these teams backwards, someone online post a comment so that I know. I'm not familiar with all the players on all of these teams. Oh, this looked like it's going to go out the back, and it did. Another miss. Okay, 10 watching. No comments as of yet. Okay, back to the hack. Here we go. And yes, if you're curious, we do always ask for feedback from those watching and tuning in. It's called audience participation, and we do encourage it. Okay, a nice takeout. Your overhead view, 1 red. All right. This just may be another takeout. Let's go back to the hack and watch this next stone. All righty. All right, the 2 sweepers are scored. Oh, now they're being put to work. Indeed, takeout. The next one. We are having a lot of fun here down at the Potomac Curling Center. This is the 3rd draw on our Saturday. Please note there are 2 draws after this. If you want to see some live curling, please come visit us. We are on the old Gunpowder Road in Laurel, Maryland. We do encourage you to stop by, learn about the game. Or if you are an experienced curler, please come watch this friendly competition. And this looks like another takeout. Indeed it is. All right, we're trading takeouts here on the 2nd end on sheet B. And it looks like the next takeout has been called. Okay. Yeah, this has a lot of weight to it. It is going down the sheet rather quickly. Is it going to miss, though? No, it hit on the side, but will it go all the way out? Yes, it did. Take the scoreboard away so you can see. We've got an empty house. The shooter also went out of play. For those who are interested, the Potomac Curling Club's website is curldc.org. That's curldc.org. Please feel free to visit our website. Find all sorts of information about curling, about the programs we have, the events, the Bombspiels, all sorts of information. And you can always look up the phone number and call, and perhaps you have a work group or a group of neighbors and friends who would like to try curling. We do rent the facility out for those who wish to learn the game with a group of their coworkers or friends and neighbors and family, just as I said. More than happy to introduce the sport to anyone and everyone who is interested. As the sport is growing here in the U.S., the Potomac Curling Club is more than happy to help that grow. Okay, let me jump back here and see what's being called. Oh, it looks like a takeout to me. Let's go back to the hack. What the gentleman did is so now he can slide on that foot, which is what you want to happen when you're shooting the stone. He took the gripper off the bottom of his curling shoes so that he could slide while delivering. Oh, here we go into the house overhead. Indeed, it was a takeout. Sitting 1 yellow. Let's see what's being called. Wild guess. I think it is going to be yet another takeout being called. This is the skip for the Dolly Rocks team. I believe this is Mike. Mike, who was helping us broadcast and comment on the previous draw. We thank him for his participation. All right, let's see what he can do. Okay. Got Brandon Brown and Jacob Welly are your sweepers. Paul Caramouche is your vice, and successful takeout. It looks like that one may be biting. You'll have to look at it exactly overhead. So this is not a perfect view. But I believe what's being called is another takeout. So let's go back to the hack and see what the yellow team will do now. Okay, this is quickly going down the sheet. Heavy weight. And we're going to have a successful takeout, but it's a matter of what's going to happen with the yellow shooter, and it goes out of play. See, it hits that sideline. Once it touches the sideline, it's out of play, and they immediately just take the stone off the sheet. So I think that is the end of the second end, and we may have just, well, hold on. Yep, we had a blank on the second end here. Oops, give me a second, move the cameras around. Okay. First stone being thrown by the Dolly Rocks team. This will be Brandon Brown.
Make it a 3. Nice, really good. Okay. Yes, slide. Yep. Okay. Okay, whoa.
All right, this looks like a nice guard that they are putting up near the center. Yes, indeed. And with the 5-rock rule, you really cannot take that completely out of play. You can bump it and move it and promote it, whatever the case may be. But as it's a guard and one of the first 5 stones, you can't completely take it out of play. If you do intentionally or by accident, the stone is put back where it was. That is the 5-rock rule. It's a relatively new rule with the U.S. Curling Association. One of those that I always seem to forget. More experienced curlers don't forget that. It's second nature. All right, we are now at 11 people tuning in. Yay! But there don't seem to be talkative at the moment, which is okay. Everyone's just studying. There we go with Brandon Brown with his second stone of this end for the Dolly Rocks team. Jacob and Paul are escorting the stone down the ice. Oh, now they're being called to sweep. Okay. All right, is it going to hog or is it going to make it over that line? Okay, it just went over that far hog line. What you see that blue line going across there. So again, the red team has put up another guard. And you can see the skip for the 100% team. I believe that is Michael Ray calling for what his teammate will do now. I believe that is Bill Lamberson. Okay, that's definitely going into play. Is it going to continue through the other side of the house? And yes, it will. All right, it's just, as you see, it's just being pushed off to the side because it is definitely out of play. All right, seeing the Dolly Rocks skip is calling. And this is Jacob Welly. And oh, I'm not sure if you saw it, that nice release, basically just letting go. You're shaking someone's hand and just letting go gently. That's a nice release motion. Okay, went past all the guards. It's heading towards the house. Let's get the overhead view. Ooh, going into the 4 and touching part of the button. That's pretty good. Very nice. And if we look a little further away, it is somewhat guarded, which the 100% team, their captain is calling for that guard to be taken out since we're now up to past 5 rocks. Okay, here we go. Let's see. All right, it's passing the hog line, got past that first and nudged. Ooh, nudged the red guard, but did not take it out of play, so that stone in the center of the house is vulnerable. So we'll see. Let us go back to the hack to see what Jacob is going to throw, perhaps another guard to keep that center red stone safe, shall we say?
Yep, bring it now. We're going to play the race. Yep.
Oh, my goodness. All right, instead they're promoting a guard, so now the red has 2 in the house, as you can see from this view. It's still a little, it's still vulnerable. All right, let's see what the 100% team, what Michael, that's what he is calling. The shooter to aim for. Oh my goodness. All right, this has some weight to it. It's moving pretty quickly. Looks like it is going to go through those 2 guards and hit onto the red that are in the house. Hit both of them. And 1 is out the house, but 1 remains. The edge of the 4 and 8 foot circle. And again, for those who are not familiar with curling, the outer ring, which in our club is blue, is referred to as the 12-foot circle because that circle is 12 feet wide. The next one in is the 8 foot because it is, yes, 8 foot wide. And the red is the 4 foot circle. And then in the center is what we call the button. The object is to get as many stones as possible close to the button. And that is how you start to score points. Only 1 team can score points in an end. All right, the red team has put a second one now in the 8 foot. So if looks like right now the red team would have 2 in scoring position, but there are still more stones to be thrown. goodness. Here we go. Here we go. Is that going to hit? Yes. It took out the guard. And both stones went out of play. All right, so you can see what the Dolly Rock skip is calling. Where he taps the broom, that's where he wants the stone to end up. But where he puts the broom head is where the person in the hack, the shooter, is supposed to aim toward. Because the stone will curl, hence the name of the sport, curling. Okay, some sweeping going on. Looks like a guard to try to protect the two red stones that are in the house, as you see here.
Try this again and we slash that real bad. Try to tap this up. Back
Yeah, let's go back to the hack. The starting point where a shooter begins delivering the stone, that is referred to as the hack, as you have heard me refer to it a number of times. Okay, lots of sweeping being called into, oh, and it glanced off the red. So, granted, this is not a perfect overhead view, but it seems like red is still looking at 2 in scoring position. All right, now it's time for the Dolly Rock skip, Mike, for his turn in the hack. Taking a quick moment to get hydrated. It is common to clean the bottom of the stone just in case it has picked up some sort of debris or a little itty-bitty piece of frost from the ice. You don't want that to affect the trajectory of the stone. So especially on television, you will see the players wipe the bottom of the stone before they will throw the stone down the chute. All right, we've got active sweeping going on. Let's see it approaching the house. And okay, I'm gonna, well, maybe not. No, that's a guard. It did not get as far as the house. All right, looking at the overhead view, it still looks like 2 red. But there are more stones to be thrown. And 12 viewers, thank you for tuning in, watching, listening, and perhaps enjoying. So it seems there's discussing strategy at the far end. So while we're waiting, let me quickly review that this is a Glitter Bombspiel, and it is through Sunday. Tomorrow we will have the finals, and this coming weekend, as in next weekend, the Windy City Open will be occurring at a curling club in the Chicago area next weekend, and also the Donna Perky Women's Classic will be held in Tempe, Arizona. The following weekend in October, 25 to 27th, is the Israel Curling Federation Bonspiel and Charity Fundraiser, and that is up in Detroit. or Detroit, Michigan, depending upon how you would like to pronounce it. And then moving into November on the 9th and 10th, here at the Potomac Curling Club, we will have our 14th annual Junior Bonspiel. These are for our younger players. I have to say that our junior players have some mad skills, and I don't want to play against them because my skills are so poor. They are going to beat me every time. These youngsters are very talented, very focused. Okay, what else do we have going on here in November? November 22 to 24 here at the Potomac Curling Club is our Embassy Row Bombspiel. Well, since we are closeness to Washington, D.C., that means we are close to a good number of embassies, and a number of them are all on the same street. It's referred to as Embassy Row. So each year, a different country is chosen as the theme, and this year's theme is Greece. So it will be the Embassy Row Greece Bonspiel here, November 22 to 24. So we are looking forward to many wonderful Greek foods. Your gyro or gyro, depending upon how you'd like to pronounce it, spanakopita, this one cheese that is supposed to be a flame. I don't know what it's called. I apologize. And I don't know if it's going to be served, but I would assume there will be some baklava. Okay. Oh, goodness. They're just... Well, there's like 5 stones in the house and 5 stones out front guarding. So there's a lot of stones here involved in this third end. All right, and here going further into our calendar, December 6th to 8th, the Women's Mid-Atlantic Bonspiel. I believe this is more of an official Bonspiel. This will be held at the Potomac Curling Club. Again, that is December 6th through 8th. And for those, this next one is a Potomac Curling Club members only. It is a one-day Bonspiel held on January the 1st. That's New Year's Day. It is lovingly referred to as the Hangover Spiel because, well, it's, you know, the day after New Year's Eve, and also more so because we're not playing a traditional curling game. There's all sorts of craziness occurring. For example, one end you may be shooting from sheet A, but your target is over at the far end of sheet D. All right, that was the end of the third end. The end of the end, what do you know? But not the final end. All right, switching cameras again. Okay, and that was a score of 2 for Dolly Rocks. Okay, ready to start the fourth end here on sheet B. We're going to look, oh my goodness. We will update the other sheets as we get a quick moment, but let's watch this first rock of the fourth end. Okay, on sheet D. It is now 888 across the board has 8, and Sparkle Motion 2.0 has 1. I don't see a score posted on sheet C for their second end. Oh, let's move the scoreboard out of the way temporarily. All right, so that yellow is in the back of the house. All right, what's... No, no update has been posted on C. What's going on with A? Oops, someone just... Okay, I don't see much of an update on sheet A either. Oh, there it is. I see it now. This looks like the red team is setting up another guard. All right, if I'm looking correctly, on sheet A, they had another big end. It's now 8 for non-binary and 0 for Rainbow Road. Sheet C does have an update. It looks like Have a Stiff One scored 2 in the second end, so the score now is Have a Stiff One 4, Glitterati 0. Let's go back to our hack. Oh, Stone is on his way. Here we go. All right, let's get the next view. Okay, will this make it in the house? Ooh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Oh, yes indeed. Just a little bit of the front edge of the 12-foot. All right, taking a look at sheet D again. That's 8-1. The 888 across the board is in front of the Sparkle Motion 2.0. Sheet C is Have a Stiff One 4 over Glitterati 0. Our game is Dolly Rocks 3 to 0 for the 100% team. Oh, let's watch this stone here. All right, let me move the scoreboard so you can see if it's going to go out the back end. Yes, it did. So that stone is out of play. Then again, over on sheet A, 8-0 in favor of non-binary over Rainbow Road. Here comes the next rock for the 100% team. All right, that's barely into view, but this gives you a better look at it. And we move the scoreboard, so yellow has 2 in the house. The front 12 and the back 12. All right, back to the hack. Oh, here comes our next stone already. This game is moving forward. Uh-oh, this has a lot of weight to it, a lot of speed. I think this is gonna go out. Indeed it did. Out the back, that's unfortunate. Excuse me. This stone is being escorted. Oh, now they're being called into sweeping. Oh goodness. Yeah, it's going to hit that first red guard. And this one will not enter the house, but it's a nice guard on the right side, close to the 12. Let's see what the Dolly Rock skip is calling for. Waiting for the next rock to be delivered. All right, here comes the next rock for the Dolly Rocks team. We're approaching the house. You get an overhead view. All right, knocked around 2 of the yellow. Whoops, is it going to stay in play? No, it will not. Well, it opened up more of the space. As you can see, there's a wider opening here. Back to the hack. Okay, here we go, approaching the house. It's got some speed to it. I'm a little worried. Let's move the scoreboard that it's, ooh. No, that one in the back is still biting just a little bit of the 12-foot. That's why they've left it in play. But I don't think that really helped yellow's cause, at least not in my view, with my limited curling experience. So, the Dolly Rocks team. Okay, looks like it may be a guard. It may nudge that yellow one. Oh, maybe an inch, but it is still out in front of the 12-foot. Let's get a better view of that. Back in the hack with the 100% team. Let's get the overhead view of the house. This may just go right out the back. Indeed it did. Let's put that scoreboard back up there. Update on sheet C. Looks like Have a Stiff One has scored another 2, so they were ahead 6-0 over Glitterati. And we're up to skip stones here on the 4th end of sheet B. All right, Rainbow Road up on sheet A is making a comeback. They've scored 2 now, so that score is 8-2. Watching this stone get closer to the house. All right, let's change our view to see what's going on. Is this going to go? Oh, let's switch the overhead. It is getting into the house and is now in scoring position for 1 red. But of course, I think the yellow team is calling to take that stone out. So see what happens. They're discussing their options, so we will see. Okay. Okay. The 100% teams, Yellowstone is on its way. Okay, let's watch it get closer to the house. All right, let me give you the overhead view, because it's definitely going in. Let me move the scoreboard real quick, and oh, out the back. Doggone it. All right, that doesn't seem to help the yellow team's efforts. Here on sheet B. And this is the skip of the Dolly Rocks team, delivering his stone. Ooh, it's slowing down before the hog line. So I believe this may just be another guard that they were throwing up to protect. Is it protected? I think like half of it at least looks like it's still visible. So it can be taken out by the yellow team. And it looks like that may be their strategy, yes. I think this is going through. Oh, goodness, no. It did. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that helped. Their score much at all. I believe that was another 2 scored for red. All right, first stone, this next end already on its way down the sheet. Oh, looks like we have a handshake down on sheet D. All right, the last score I had was 8-1, so that's what we're gonna show you. All right. Nice guard being thrown up here. Eight to 2 is what we're showing over on sheet A. They're still on their 4th end, so no update there quite yet. All right, the 100% team, their next stone is on its way down the sheet already. Oh, a nice guard in the front of the house. Oh, my apologies. Dolly Rocks scored 1. It is 4-0. I artificially inflated their score. Please accept my apologies for that.
Yeah, break
Next
it now.
red stone on its way down the sheet. Sweepers being called in to do a little work. Okay, this looks like another guard. That's guard in front of the house.
No. Push this here. Back 8, wait. Back 8.
Just curling a lot. I'm thinking if that's enough ice for half. Possibly, yeah, another inch. Feel better without that.
The next stone for the yellow 100% team on its way. Looks like it's heading off to the left side. Let's give you the overhead view. It just went past their front guard into the 12, biting a little bit of the 8-foot circle. Now, as you do go from club to club, the color of the circles may vary. You may have seen green and blue. You may have seen purple and green. Here at Potomac Curling Club, we have red, white, and blue. Obviously, we're close to Washington, D.C., so it makes a lot of sense. But just so you know, the color of the circles doesn't make a difference with regard to playing the game.
Yes. Hurry.
All right, here we go. Oh, goodness. Okay, this is going to hit one of the guards and send it out the back end. The shooter itself becomes a guard on the left-hand side.
Just back 8, wait. Nothing crazy.
All right, sheet C is still on their 4th end. Let's have a stiff one at 6, Glitterati at 0. Oh, it's going to hit that red guard. Promoted it a little bit, but it is still in front of the house. As you see, it did not enter. As of now, it's just one yellow sitting in the house.
Good. Yeah, we're good.
That stone being delivered by Jacob Whaley. Let's give you the overhead view. Oh, it flashed right past the yellow stone, and it went out the back. Give you the overhead view. All right, they promoted their own stone into the 4, and the shooter remained in the 12. So as of this moment, there are 2 yellow in the house.
I want you to draw down to it.
Excuse me. And this is Paul Carmouche. the second half of the shoot here. Changing your view, and let me give you the overhead because this is, uh-oh. Oh no. And right out of the back, a little too much weight. Too much push put through the stone when it was delivered. Okay. All right, that loudness was coming from sheet A. If you've watched curling on television, you hear a lot of loud calls. Next stone on its way for the 100% team.
Hard line. Hard. Hard. Okay, well, you're on the yellow. Roll back.
Okay, it moved one of the guards off a little bit towards the center, and the shooter itself stayed in a little bit left of center. Trying to guard up the Yellowstones that they have sitting in the house presently. Back to the hack. This is Paul Carmouche. Oh, other events up in January. We're looking at January the 17th to 19th. Is the women's pine tree bonspiel up at Belfast, Maine. They have a lovely club up in Belfast, Maine. Oh, bounced off.
Not the broom.
Some yellow guards, and then the red shooter went out of play. So if you look at the overhead, the yellow team has 2 in scoring position. Back to the hack to see what happens next. Have they? No, they have not. Okay. All right, next Yellowstone coming through. A little bit of camera freezing here. Go figure, it is ice. And it's cold out there. Oh, I'm not sure they quite wanted to do that. All right, well, still 2 in the house. They just took out 1 and replaced it with 1. It's done. This one is not nearly as protected as the previous one was, but we shall see what the Dolly Rocks team comes up with. This will be their skip, Mike, shooting next. It's pushed off the hack and is a nice smooth release. Here comes the stone. The Vice is keeping a close eye on the stone's trajectory from the far end. Let me give you the overview of the house. Okay, it hit some, bumped, promoted the second yellow, and moved. Looks like red. One's half in the 12, and one might be biting the 12, but still, you have 2 yellow in the scoring position right now. Okay, back to the hack. Okay. go. This is the skip of the 100% team, Michael Ray. His stone is moving quite well down the sheet. Let's change the camera view. Retro. It bumps their own stone, promoting it into the 4-foot. So now, looks like 3 yellow. But again, there's more stones to come in this end. So we can't give them that score quite yet. Things change. Looks like the skip and the vice for the Dolly Rocks team are thinking about their options at this point. Still discussing, trying to keep an eye on sheets A and C. That would be Alpha and Charlie. All right, you can see what's going on sheet C in this current shot. All right, looks like red has one in the house over on sheet C. Okay. Oh no, Dolly Rocks is rethinking. Oh yes, please. Ensemble, yes. Our wonderful Courtney Shaw is taking possession of the multicolored feather boa that is available for accessorizing here. It goes beautifully with her outfit. Okay, Dolly Rocks has decided on their strategy. Their skip, Michael, has gone back to the hack. Do that, you can see him lining things up. Okay, stone is on its way. Moving quickly. Getting a lot of loud instruction from the far end. All right, and I'm going to switch it to the overhead to see what is happening in it. Move the first yellow out. So right now, let me move the scoreboard for a second. Yeah, we've got 5 stones in the house, perhaps a 6th, but looks like yellow 1 at this time. All right, the 100% team is with their skip and vice discussing their options, as you see. And as I've stated before, we are keeping a close eye on sheets A and C. The folks over on sheet D, that score is finalized. We have it as 8-1 with 888 across the board, beating out Sparkle Motion 2.0. Okay, the skip for the 100% team, Mr. Michael Ray, is in the hack. Let's see. And this will be the last stone of this end. Okay. All right, this one is moving. This one's got some legs to it. All right, switching to the overhead of the house, you can see what happens here. Oh, this looks like 2 yellow to me. So that's what I'm going to put up tentatively. See if I'm right. Ooh, over on sheet A, non-binary has scored 3 more. So they are now ahead, 11-2 over Rainbow Road. So sheet A is entering their 5th end. Sheet B, the one we are watching, is in its 6th end. All right, sheet C has not hung up an update. I think they're still in their, well, they're in their 5th end, but I don't see an update from their 4th end, so we will wait until they do. All right, the 100% team has put up a center guard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Give me a little less ice. Gotta move a ton. It's going out.
All right, here we go. This would be Brandon Brown. His stone gliding on down the ice towards the target, towards the house. This looks like it'll be a guard as well. Yep, and it's pretty much what they call frozen, which is when you put your stone very close to your opponent's stone. Call it freezing. Or it could be frozen to one of your own stones. But again, if you purposely put your stone like right beside it, they call that a freeze. Yes, Laura, please join. Although, could you ask the folks on sheet C to post an update? It seems they're in their 5th end, but their 4th end, they haven't posted any update yet. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't hear me, Laura. Okay.
No, I just put the headphones on.
All right. I'll just see if we can find someone to encourage the folks on sheet C to post their score from the 4th end, since they're obviously working on their 5th end.
I'm not sure, but I think it was 1 for red, because I thought that they threw first stone. But I think that's what it was. I saw that. Red definitely scored on that sheet.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. And that was a takeout. Where did the red stone? The shooter ended up biting the outer edge of the 12-foot. All right, we are going to go with what Laura has informed us, assuming that Glitterati did score 1. All right.
Yep.
Whoops. Hold on a second, Laura. You're just not transmitting properly. Try it again. Just put it a little closer to your mouth. Okay, we'll take that one off. Hold on a second. What do we got going on in the... Four is okay. 4 does work. The mic on 4 works. I think it's a little loose. So sometimes it...
Okay, good. I did the math.
Go ahead and talk under 3. Can you hear me? No, not at all under 3. We'll try again with headset 4. Oh. Yep, there. I can hear you. Yeah, just put the mic a little closer to your mouth. No, you're there now.
There? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having issues here. Technical
Sorry.
difficulties.
All right. So it looked like yellow threw a pretty good draw and then followed it up with a guard. Oh, they're drawing
All
behind
right.
again.
The 100% team now is throwing their next stone on this end. We're in the 6th end here.
Looks like it's gonna tap the front yellow.
I'm going to give you the overhead view. It did tap the front yellow.
And they tap it over a little bit and roll on. I think that one's probably visible from the hack.
Let's
so
take
yeah,
a peek.
looks like
Yes. Yellow does have 2 in the house presently, and just as Laura said, that new stone is visible and vulnerable.
Yeah, so it looks like they're gonna call the hit and roll. So if they hit that outside one, they can roll into the 4-foot. Or are they? Oh, they're coming in. That.
All right, hitting the overhead view. Okay. We took out that vulnerable, yellow stone.
Yep, they took it out. It would have been great if they got a little bit more roll so that they could be under the cover. But, you know, where it's at now, it's definitely open again for yellow to hit it.
Here we go. That looks like takeout weight. What do you think, Laura?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right,
It's
let's
looking
give you
pretty
the
good.
overhead.
Looking pretty good.
Indeed.
And it rolls out just a little bit so that it's like probably 2/3 covered, maybe 1/3, half covered.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can see what's being called for. This is our Paul Carmouche, and hey, Sheet C did post the end of their 4th end as they're, in the middle of their 5th. So indeed, Glitterati did score 1. Thank you, Laura. Definitely on point there. All right, here we go, here we go.
The Detroit/Potomac team is sweeping real hard. It looks like it just overcurled.
Oh.
Yeah.
Took their own one out and missed the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
All right.
Those inside-out throws are always pretty difficult because they seem to curl a lot at our club, and it's a little bit harder to keep them online when they start curling. So that gives yellow an opportunity to draw behind again.
Yes, it does. All right, here we go, entering the frame.
Oh, all right. I guess they were going for the guard.
All right.
I didn't see the call.
Trying to plug up that port. That makes it a little more difficult for red to pull through and draw in behind. But it's not impossible. It is not impossible. Oh, all right. Sounds like a call for a conference.
Time to chat it up.
Meeting of the mind, shall we say.
It looked like they might have been, I mean, we can't hear what they're saying right now.
No.
But it looked like they might have been discussing either just straight drawing behind or whether they should either tap the red into the yellow or kind of roll in off the red into the house. I mean, if they think the draw is there, I think that's a really nice option.
Oh, well, I got the end of the discussion. Sure enough. Now that I find the right camera, they're moving.
Oh, well.
All right. Curling, always the adventure.
Looks like they're just calling for the straight draw.
Yep. See, commentating is much more fun when there's more than one.
Yeah. There's a. It's always hard to find people to do these Saturday draws.
Had I known.
Well, thank you very much for
Oh, no, no, no.
for sticking it out.
That is not looking for compliments. Just as everyone who belongs to the Potomac Curling Club is aware, and those who aren't may not aware, we are a 100% volunteer club. Everything that is done by volunteers, and this is going right where they wanted it. Oh, a little too much. Let me move the scoreboard. Ooh.
Yeah, it looked really nice. Just a tiny bit too much. So
far.
it's looks like it's second shot now. So yellow's sitting 1.
Yeah, just a scotch too far. Okay, back to the hack. Trying to keep an eye on the other games that are continuing. No, on sheet C, it is still looking like 6-1 in favor of Have a Stiff One. And sheet A, it is still looking like 11-2 in favor of the non-binary group over Rainbow Road. Okay, it looks like sheet C, their 5th end ended.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. So
No, and
I
there's
can't-
no score
can't tell ya.
posted. What's wrong with those folks on sheet C? Good heavens.
Oh, looks like Melvin's putting it up.
Oh, thank you,
All right.
Melvin. You're our hero. Hold on. We've got action going on over here on ours. Just promoted the Redstone a little further into the 12-foot. Yellow is still sitting 1. Okay. What happened over on C?
So on sheet C, it was a score of 2 for yellow in the 5th end. So now it's 8-1.
Okay. Where is the rock? Okay. Sorry, flipping the cameras here to make sure we don't miss any of the action. Here at the Potomac Curling Club, please visit our website at curldc.org. All right, and back to looking at the calendar, we are now looking at February. Would you believe it? February. The Sweetheart Mixed Bonspiel at Ottawa, Canada is on February the 20th through 23rd. Book your plane tickets now so you can go attend the Sweetheart Mixed Bonspiel up in Ottawa. Unless you are attending the Women's National Bonspiel in Seattle, Washington, which is on February 19th through the 22nd. So those kind of overlap.
I never curled in Ottawa. I did curl in Seattle for 5 years.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a really nice club.
Oh,
I'd
cool.
recommend it if anyone wants to try out a new club. They have a really nice warm room and also a separate bar, so that's really fun if you like going to the bar.
21 and above only.
Yes, 21 and above.
Must be legal.
But they have a bar. It's kind of on the 2nd level, so you can look down right over the ice. It's really
Oh,
nice.
interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like sheet A has finished up.
Do we have a shake?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, well, the last score we saw on sheet A was 11-2. Let's mark that as final. Okay. We've got B and C.
Yep. So on sheet B, looks like they're either drawing or putting up another guard. Oh, it looks like a draw.
Oh my. We've got a lot
Very
of crowded. All right, it's
just shy of the house, but a great spot. Definitely makes it difficult for a red to draw in on that side at all.
Hold on a second. We're camera's getting mixed up here. All right. All right. There we go. Much better.
There you go.
I think. No. premature change.
Oh.
That's weird. The camera's just got it reversed on me, so I fixed it, and now
Oh.
it's like, no, it didn't need fixed. It was, I give up. Oh, it's backwards again. Okay. We will make do.
Huh. I can't say I know how to work this system.
I was about to show you, but since something seems to be backwards right now. We're just gonna let it flow. All right, as you can see, it's gonna glance off. The one guard, good Lord, do we have every single stone in play? Almost.
No, there's a few out of play. It looks like it'll be one for yellow.
One yellow, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. 100% team is creeping back. Okay, and 7. We should be seeing the far end. Now let's see if the cameras righted themselves. This should be the hack. And that should be the empty house. Okay. Yikes, we're back.
That's weird.
Sorry, folks. Okay. Sheet A, oops, putting the scoreboard back up there, is final. Sheet D is final. We've got the 2 center sheets still going. Okay. Sheet C, we still have a stiff one at 8, Glitterati at 1. Looks like they're in their 6th end. Here on sheet B, we're in our starting our 7th end. Can you like put it like? I hate to dump it, but yeah, I guess so. What if we say there's a way they can just keep it here in the beer cooler? Yeah, so if they put it in the beer cooler, then it'll be here for me tomorrow. Oh, sorry, you weren't supposed to hear any of that, but here we go.
So the Detroit Potomac team is trying to put up a guard, and they put it very nicely on the center line.
Oh, there we go.
So now the yellow team is just going to draw behind.
Okay.
So it looks a little bit light, and
Yes, it
so
is.
it's not even going to make it over the hog line.
Oh, goodness, no.
That's one of those where they say
The ice is slowing down.
the ice is slowing down, but also if you hog one and the sweepers sweep it the whole way, you're supposed to buy a pitcher.
Ah, okay. That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before. Okay.
So now red has a chance to draw behind that center line guard.
Yeah, line's good. Yeah, come on, Ben. Yeah, I'm leaving it. Come on, Sean, get rid of it.
Sweepers are going hard.
Okay. All right, the red team has 2 center guards up.
Another guard. So double center line guards is definitely good for trying to steal. But yellow knows that, so that's why they're trying to draw behind, beat them there.
Where are we? Yep. Hard. You're on the guard. You're on the guard.
We want to add that Laura Yee is very active in this club. I believe, are you helping to coordinate this Glitter Bombspiel?
Yeah, I'm helping out. I'm one of the co-coordinators this year.
Wonderful. I think you were last year, weren't you?
I mean, we had a big group of people helping out last year, and I was helping on that team. I've been helping since the first year. This is our third year doing it.
So is this the third annual Glitter?
Yeah, third annual.
I was getting mixed up between third and fourth.
Yep, third.
All right.
It's exciting. We're glad that it's still going, because when we started, we knew that it's something that wasn't available in the U.S. at all. But we're glad that it's caught on pretty quickly. Like the first year, we only had 16 teams, but the second year, very quickly we grew to 24. So that's
goodness.
Great.
All right, the red team just went right on out the back. Oh goodness.
So now it's kind of like whoever can get to the 4 foot first is probably going to score.
Well, I'm going to do a little personal shout out. I did one earlier today. My youngest daughter, Shannon, it's her birthday. She turns 20 today.
Happy birthday. Is she watching this?
Highly doubtful, but I'm doing the shout out anyway.
Okay.
Well,
you can tell her that you shouted her out.
I shouted her out twice, so hello, yay!
Does she live near here, or does she?
She is a junior in college.
Oh, okay.
So, and they have a mini fall break. So she had Thursday and Friday off, so she goes back tomorrow all the way to Lynchburg, Virginia. That's like 5 hours from home.
Oh, yeah. I think I have a friend who lives there.
Oh, it's quite a drive. I hated going to Salisbury for my oldest, but this is farther. All right, taking a quick peek here at the house. It's going into the house. The scoreboard is out of the way. Oh, no, are they sweeping it all the way out? No. All right, 12, back 12, a little bit of the 8 hanging on there. Let's put that scoreboard back up here for y'all to see. Back to the hack.
Yeah, so it looks like everyone's just like a little bit heavy, and whoever can make it to the 4 foot, you're gonna have a pretty good one.
True, but you know, I think everyone's realizing the ice is slowing down, so they're putting more weight on their throws, but a little too much. All right, here we go. Let's get the overhead view. Move the scoreboard.
It's looking really nice.
Ooh.
That is top 4 foot, exactly where you want to put it.
Exactly where you want to put it. Very nice.
So yellow is sitting 2 now.
Can you see any of that? No. Okay. Gotta bring it in back.
Oops.
Let's hit the brook. All the way, guys! Hurry, then! Oh, boy.
Okay. Watching it go down.
Yeah. It was just a little bit light and also overcurled a little bit, so kind of just hits onto those red ones, which is honestly probably better for yellow at this point, because that means it's going to be that much harder to get at those yellows and try and get in there.
There's still plenty of room on either side to draw in, isn't there?
There's room, but you have to basically get it exactly to the button to out count. So that's going to be real hard.
Okay. All right, back to the hack. Looks like Paul. It will be his stone. And hey, Laura, let me ask you, well, quick question. What did one curling stone say to the other?
You like that? Okay.
I will not take you for granted. Ha ha. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I looked up some, and I did. I Googled bad curling jokes, and this is what came up.
Hey, we have a lot of curling jokes as our team names at this field.
Yeah. 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 So I don't know if I really had to look some up, but I did anyway. All right, where'd my paper go? I've got some more. Don't worry, I'm here all week. Ha ha. Just kidding.
All season.
Oh, yeah. Although they may not let me commentate too much more than that.
You're doing a great job.
Liar. Check's in the mail, Laura. Check's in the mail. All right. Here we go. Getting towards the house. Let me switch this up, give you the overhead
Oh, this
view.
is looking pretty
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, but it's still.
I think
Ooh.
yellow is shot.
I think so, too.
It's always hard to tell when you're not actually exactly over it.
Standing
but
on top of it, yeah. But from our angle, I agree with Laura.
That's a nice shot, though. Definitely cuts it down.
Oh, what is a curler's favorite kind of food? Laura, this one you should get.
I have no idea.
Oh, I'm trying to motion take out.
Oh, takeout.
Ha 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 ha. All
I was
right.
thinking something with ice. I don't know.
Oh, all right. No, I will not quit my day job. Do not worry, folks.
What if you're a lead and you don't throw very many takeouts?
That's true. Believe me, I'm a lead a lot. And I still can't get the guards really.
Oh, it's hard.
Skip
I
says
play lead. Well, I play lead a lot in Capital League, so.
oh, I can't even attempt Capital League. There's our little more competitive league here at Potomac Curling Club, and
All right, so they
Yellow's put up another
place
guard.
the guard so that it's hard to draw in there.
We'd have to draw in from the right perfectly to hit that yellow one off the forefoot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not up.
Not gonna lie, I'm definitely tired.
Yeah?
We've been playing and also.
Oh, we've got folks in the warm room keeping an eye on sheet C, and a nice shot. Oh, I see hands being shook. Sheet C, they're calling it a game. All right, the final score there was 4-1. Excuse me, 8-1. But back to our sheet B. Of course, we've got the barn burner here. 4-3. Dolly rocks over 100%. All right, I'm leaving. Okay. Oh,
I
scoreboard.
see that these are the teams that are, their names are dueling pop stars. Well, I don't know. Is Dolly pop? I don't know. But Dolly.
I see Dolly, I think Parton, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
me.
no, I think it's Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, I guess she's country, but she's so popular you could think of it.
Yeah.
And then the Lizzo reference with the other team. So
Lizzo reference? Okay, I'm
It's
I'm
a
too
song.
old. It's a song.
Yeah, yeah,
okay. I'm old. All right, let's give you the overhead view because this is coming into frame. Oh, no.
Oh, just a little bit heavy.
Towards the back
so
of the
it-
house.
Yep.
So we think one yellow.
We think it's still yellow is sitting one, down to last two rocks.
Oh, goodness. So at this point in time, it's looking like we're going to hit an eighth end here. All right.
What happened?
strategy being discussed. Got folks watching our sheet B action disagreeing with what's being called or what could be called. He's trying to tell.
No help from the warm room.
From the peanut gallery, yeah. Saying, no, 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 you don't do that. You want to do a different strategy.
So I think I'm not sure what they actually ended up calling, but they were discussing a draw or a guard.
That's my official answer. Oh. All right. Ew,
yeah.
no, hitting our own guard, bumping.
Yeah, so I think they were going for the draw, but they ended up making that top guard and just sitting there, so.
All right, is there one more rock?
Yep, last
yes,
rock.
Last rock, this 7th end. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we think it's yellowish shot rock, too. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's too late now. So Kyle's over here, and he was saying he would consider if you're behind to just let red have one so that you could have hammer in the last end. But I mean, yellow's already sitting one, and they can't really do anything about it. So I'm not really sure what red is calling. I guess they're trying to draw. It just looks super guarded to me, but I guess you could make it around to the side of the 4.
All right, here we go. Last stone, 7th end. I can keep up with the camera. All right, it needs to curl in. Come on. Oh, no, that screen froze. All right, here we go. Let's look at the overhead, overhead, overhead. Here we go. It's into the 8.
Really nice weight.
Is it?
Oh, doesn't quite make it.
No.
Oh, they're measuring.
Oh, yep, they're going to measure that. Don't blame them. All right, we'll keep the camera there for now.
Well, we're not sure who it is yet, but, you know, if it ends up tied, then
We've got a big 8th end to look forward to.
yeah.
You know how to run the cameras?
I have to leave in a sec, so that's what you're asking me for.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta go take my dogs. I have to play at 6.
Rats.
I just want to see who scored it.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I needed to leave like at 4.
Nick might come do it.
All right. It's my daughter's birthday.
Just set it up so it's 2 that are the best and they don't change.
Okay. Oop, here comes the measuring. We'll let the experts do that. Oh, it is yellow. All righty. Oh, no. Okay, 100% has caught up. We are tied going into the 8th end, folks.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, here we go, 8th end. Putting the scoreboard back up on screen for you. Come on, sweep, sweep. Oh no, don't tell me they're gonna hog it. Oh. Oh.
That's 2 ends in a row.
Yeah.
Now he has to buy 2 pitchers.
All right, here we go. First red stone of this 8th end. Red does have hammer, so that's their benefit, but doesn't always mean you're going to score, so hold on. All right.
It looks like they're a bit light. So it's ending up being a guard, which is kind of what yellow had called, so it ends up being a wash. One hogged, one that yellow called.
Didn't quite get far enough.
Yep.
All right, well, we can see what the yellow team is calling now, so here we go. The stone is already on its way. All right, here we go. Past that red guard towards the house. It's
Oh, it looks very nice. Great spot. It seems pretty lined up with the guard, so it's well covered, and it's
there
in the
you go.
4-foot.
There's a nice view of that. Okay, back to the hack. I believe this is Brandon.
I don't know his name.
Okay, second red stone of this end. Okay. It's like takeout weight to me, but mine is the untrained eye. Jacob and Paul are actively sweeping. Oh, whoops.
That looked pretty nice. It just curled a little bit too much.
Yeah. Well, now they have 2 side guards. And, well, the yellow is now exposed, so,
Yeah. So that's why yellow is calling for a guard.
Okay. All right. On its way. Since we are in our last end here, and we may get a draw, you never know. Happen to go into a 9th end, but there we go. A little bit of a guard, but there's still a port to go straight on through.
There's
and
definitely a port. You
Yeah.
can definitely make that.
some people could. Let's be honest. If I would make that, it would be like, oh, wow, how'd that happen? But, yep, that is a makeable shot.
This is one of those shots where, like, it looks completely different on one side of the ice than it does on the other.
All right, this is Jacob Welling. His shot going down. It's
Sweeping
moving.
it hard.
It's
Sweeping it
moving.
hard.
So let's change the camera, and
hard.
we're gonna take the overhead
There
view
you
and look
go.
at that. See? Nicely done.
They take it out and roll over
Oh,
behind.
a little bit
maybe
of cover.
halfway behind their
A
corner
little
guard.
bit of cover there. Wow. Okay, we've got some coaching going on behind us, but the players aren't seeing it. You need to, concentrate more. Use the force.
It looks a little bit like it's going to overcurl.
Ooh, like it may be headed towards their own guard. Unless
Headed
they're,
toward the red guard.
oh, no. Okay,
Yep.
yep, you called it. And that actually helped the red team. Their stone in the house is now even more protected by that little bit of a nudge from the yellow team. Okay. All right, looks like a discussion here between Vice and Skip.
Another discussion.
Well, hey, between Mike and Paul. I believe Paul's last name is Carmouche. Earlier, Mike made reference that he was the famous Carmouche from Detroit. Again, just what I'm being told. All righty, back to the hack.
So I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe
maybe-
they were talking about, do they want to draw in? Do they want to remove some of those guards?
Or where do they want to go to dinner tonight?
Maybe.
Hey. Although, I would probably recommend staying here for dinner because Chip and his crew in the kitchen always deliver some great food, especially on the Saturday night. I believe
Yeah.
it's beef again, the
Is it
prime
beef?
rib
Oh.
being smoked outside. I'm not 100% sure, but I saw meat being carried outside.
Yeah, they had a lot of meat.
Mm-hmm. But if you're a vegetarian, do not fret. There is always plenty of food for our vegetarian friends, and sometimes even vegans. All right, did that go out the back?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
it
did.
did.
It was
Out
a
of
little bit
play.
wide and a little bit heavy, so just
Right.
went through.
Back to the hack.
So yellow is trying to draw through that small port up top.
Okay.
It's looking pretty good.
I don't know. Is it going to flat? Okay, it will. Oh, through that port. Okay, in. Ew.
Oh, I think they might have left it a couple inches short.
Yes, or maybe just 1 inch short. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it looks like it's red
Looks
to me.
To this angle, it does. All right. This is what, if you're at the hack, this is what you're looking at the far end. Oh my goodness. All right, let's change to the hack. Paul is getting set up.
I think they're trying to draw around to the side of the forefoot.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's see what happens. Okay, the stone is on its way.
Did you see how close that was to the corner? You can't get any closer.
Headed down the sheet. Skip is instructing his sweepers on and off as they go closer. Oh, is that going to get
Alright.
through the port?
No.
No, it is going to.
But they do block it off.
They do block that port. Okay.
So they're still shot, and they blocked off the promote so that yellow can't tap their own one up anymore.
That may be good strategy. It remains to be seen. Okay, let's go back to the hack and see the next stone being delivered. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, the.
He's trying to go through the port.
Yeah. Well, maybe they wanted to move that out of the way so they could promote.
They were trying to get, I think, the shot rock, but it just didn't curl quite enough. So they took out that guard instead.
I don't know. Red evidently is thinking their shot.
Yeah, I think red is shot.
Okay, because it looks like they're calling for the guard to prevent the yellow team from promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can even make the double. Just doubling down that rock on the side.
Very hard.
going pretty hard on this one.
Yes, they are. Okay. All right, let me, oh. Yes, I think they're trying to, make it a little more difficult for the yellow team to promote theirs.
Oh, I think they let it overcurl just a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So now it looks like you might be able to promote the yellow into the yellow and just tap it up a few inches for Shot Rock.
Possibility is there. In fact, while walking back, the skip for the red team kind of did one of these motions, like, ooh.
It looks like they're calling for the same shot they called last time, though.
Okay, let's see. Some good weight. It's moving quickly. All right, I'm going to try to change the camera shot quickly to keep up. All right.
Oh, that's too bad. So it just nicks the front guard, which unfortunately takes away the promote shot as well, because you can't really promote it anymore. But I guess it does open up a little bit the red. I'm sure red will try to put another guard back.
Okay, this is the first. This will be the first skip stone for the red team.
Yeah.
Oh, see, we got a discussion going on here.
I don't really know what they're discussing here. They kept putting up guards before, but now it looks like they're thinking about hitting something.
Maybe. Ooh, I wouldn't hit that yellow guard because then that. Oh.
I'm not sure what they're calling.
It remains to be seen.
All right, they're going for the guard. That seems more straightforward to me.
Oh, would you try to draw from the right towards the button?
I mean, I think he's just.
I think he's just guarding it.
Yeah, I think he's just going with that side house. Red rock is as good as it's going to get, and just guard it up, make sure they
can't change.
Can't get at it.
Yes for line! Yes for line!
Yeah, Jake's a really good sweeper.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's. Okay, we are going through. Ooh. All right,
There you
guarding
go.
it up. See, I think that's a nice.
That's pretty good guard. Went exactly where they wanted. Now yellow definitely has to play on the other side.
But it does leave the chance. If this is one fantastic shot coming in from the right side, ending up on the button, they win it all. I don't know. I don't.
They don't even have to make it to the button. They just need to make it to the forefoot.
That's true.
So you could certainly get to the side of the forefoot there.
Yes, you can. Or at least nudge your other yellow one a little closer. All right, here we go.
So this is Michael Ray's second stone. So his last stone of the end.
Yeah, depending the result on this, we may have a handshake or we may need that last red stone to be thrown. All right, we've got 3 sweepers going on to assist this. They've got to get it in there. Oh, and it's short.
Just not enough. That'll be handshakes.
And we've got handshakes going on. So adding one more to the red team, Dolly Rocks ends up winning 5-4. That score is final. As you see on the screen, let's wrap this up. Sheet A, non-binary, 11 over Rainbow Road 2. Sheet B, Dolly Rocks 5 over 100%. at 4. Sheet C, Have a Stiff One at 8 over Glitterati at 1. And sheet D was 8 at 8 across the boards, had 8 over Sparkle Motion 2.0 that had 1. So this is the end of the third draw here. It's a little bit after 4 p.m. here at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Curling Center in Laurel, Maryland. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have enjoyed our broadcast.
See you
Mark?
back at 6 p.m.
See you back at 6. So, and we did have a post. Hi and good afternoon from Mark and Amy in LA. Possible to update the draw on the website. Well, there's a different group, and we will make a mention to them. Thank you, Mark, for letting us know. And we'll tell them to update that. All right, any final thoughts?
No.
Okay then. All right, we will see you back about 6 o'clock. We're going to sign off for now. Thank you again for watching us at the Potomac Curling Club. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.